How are people affording life right now?
I want to know how the hell people in Canada are even living.
Like, why does there need to be a housing crisis? Like, I've been forced out to move out of here because
I just got our rent renewal thing for our apartment complex, and it's going up by $300 a month.
I am nearly 27 years old, and today I am moving back in with my parents.
So I need to come up with $4,000 by April 20th in order to secure a cheaper apartment that I'm looking into.
I work between 50 and 60 hours every week, and I don't qualify for an apartment here in America.
I have to be out of my home in 2 weeks, which means I have 2 weeks to find a house or else I'm going to be homeless.
Have landlords lost their minds?
Rent prices are out of control and they are skyrocketing daily. It feels like landlords are raising prices faster than we can keep up. And finding affordable housing these days has become harder than ever. So if you're dealing with these issues or you're just curious about what's happening in the housing market, hit the subscribe button and let's dive in.
How are people affording life right now? How are people tackling this cost of living on the average American salary? I just watched a TikTok of a teacher who makes a teacher's salary. I don't know what state she's in, so I don't know how much she makes, but her one-bedroom apartment is $2,000. And when she spends $2,000 on that one-bedroom apartment, it doesn't even come with a washer and dryer. So she has to go pay an additional $2 every time she wants to use their washer and dryer. Okay, like, how does that leave her any extra money to spend? And then she said she had a $400 car payment, which some people were bashing her on that. But in today's economy with interest rates, that's really not that bad. And I'm sure she needs a dependable car. So you talk about teacher's salary, $2,000 in rent, $400 car payment. You got insurance, you got groceries, electricity. Like, I don't understand how people are affording life right now, and it really makes me sad for some people. You have people who are like her. She's single, she has her own salary, or families where it just works out best for them for the mother to stay home. And if the father is just making an average American salary, how are they affording life without going in a bunch of debt? This lady who's a teacher started crying because she said she realizes on her salary and where she lives, she will actually end up in more debt. Then, like, she will just continue to accrue more debt and more debt and more debt because her salary is not matching the cost of living. And what's sad is I've seen people be like, just spend less. Listen, guys, the cost of living is rising and our salaries are stagnant, okay? So there's not just spend less. That's not the problem here. The problem is the cost of living is outrageous, and minimum wage in some states is still $7.25. Teachers in some states are still paid a ridiculously low salary, even though their job is super important. I don't know what we can do about this, but I'm just going on a rant because it really, really pisses me off.
Have landlords lost their minds? My roommate moved out a few months ago, so I currently live in a 2-bed, 2-bath by myself. And the price that I am paying for rent for a 2-bed, 2-bath with 2 parking spaces is the same amount of money I would be paying for a studio in Los Angeles, California. I feel like our whole perspective is warped because I hear people talking about, oh, I found a studio for $2,000. What a good deal. I just can't even process what is happening with rent costs in LA and also around the whole country. How is anybody affording rent? How?
I want to know how the hell people in Canada are even living. I generally consider myself a positive person. I'm, like, resourceful, but some stuff happened around the property, and, like, while I know I'll never truly be homeless, like, I have family to live with, and, you know, like, I have options. Like, I'm luckier than a lot of other people, but how the hell is anyone existing in Canada? Like, I feel trapped, and, like, I just got a good job. I started in September, but even with that job, it pays less than 40 grand a year. And it's a job that requires, like, education. And even on that job, like, I still can't do shit. I can't buy anything. I can't afford the rent these days. Like, I'm just feeling so much despair. And I know I'm normally, like, really, really positive, but I'm just like, how is everyone else, and are you okay? Because the answer is probably no. And I know I'm lucky. I don't have kids. I have, like, good family that will support me, but I feel like I can't stay here, but I can't move anywhere else, because anywhere else I move to, I'm gonna be charging, like, the landlords are just gonna charge me like $2,500 a month in rent. Like, unless I move into the middle of literally nowhere where there are 0 jobs, and I'm just feeling really overwhelmed. And, like, I don't know. There's a part of me that just wants to say, F it, and just get a whole bunch of credit cards and just travel and just, like, get out of Canada, because, like, I know it's bad everywhere. I really do. But I don't know. At 33 years old, like, I was really hoping that I could at the very least afford, you know, a small house. I don't want 3,100 square feet bullshit. I just want something small, 500 square feet, even less. And yet, it's so fucking expensive. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
So I need to come up with $4,000 by April 20th in order to secure a cheaper apartment that I'm looking into. They want $250 per cat for a pet deposit. Why do I have 3 cats? $120 for the application fee already. I saw someone else do this on TikTok with their student debt. She went live and everybody donated roses, and she was able to pay off $20,000 in student debt. I think 1 rose counts as $1, so if I get 4,000 roses, I can move into my apartment. That is more affordable. Do I think this is going to work? Absolutely not. But am I going to try it? Yeah, because I'm out of ideas. So if you see me go live, that's what's going on. Come and hang out in the chat. You don't have to donate, but that's where I'll be all day. We'll see how this goes. It's going to be an interesting, like, experiment, but it's worth a shot, I guess. I'll see you guys there.
New York, why are you doing this to us? And this is coming from a real estate agent. I thought the rental market was getting better. I thought prices were going to drop a little bit. But nope, we're in the low, slow season, and I've never been busier. Prices are as high as they were 2 summers ago. And my clients are literally picking between worse and worser. There's barely any inventory. The inventory that's coming on for May and June is astronomically priced. And I'm getting things done. I'm negotiating. I'm getting what I need to do for my clients. But these rent prices are just not okay in any capacity. So agents and managers, let's get more realistic with our pricing, because $5,200 for a studio alcove in Flatiron is not okay. And to be on a 5th floor walk-up in the East Village should not be $4,000 for a 1-bedroom right now. It's just actually ridiculous, and it really pisses me off that I have to constantly explain to my clients to up their budget when they really shouldn't have to, because it should be enough. New York, do better, and let's just prepare well for this summer rental market season.
I have to be out of my home in 2 weeks, which means I have 2 weeks to find a house, or else I'm going to be homeless. And I am here to tell you that there is no affordable housing. Affordable housing is a myth. You cannot support a family on 1 full-time income. Let me say it again. There is nothing affordable out there. Trailers cost as much as houses right now. Trailers cost more than I have ever paid in rent for any place that I have ever lived at. Ever.
Besides the fact that I'm extremely struggling to pay my rent every month, you know how I realized that it's really, really bad out here? I live in the hood, okay? I live in the hood. The hood. Garbage everywhere. People's dogs not tied up. Pit bulls running around. Litter, dog poop. People riding bikes. Women of the night down the block. Like, I've been living here for 1.5 years. And when I first moved in, it was all it was 100% black, like 100% black people. And now, I was just walking my dog and this white guy was like, to me, dead ass. Now, all of a sudden, I've seen at least 4 of the apartments taken by white people. And this is like the cheapest spot in town. Also, some Hispanics have moved in as well. Like, when I first moved in here, there was a white girl that lived here. But I feel like when I realized everything changed, when I seen white men moving in here, I was like, oh shit, it's bad out there. It's bad. And I'm actually scared, guys, for my lease being up in January. I'm very scared. I'm very scared for what's going to happen. That being said, please help me get to 10K. Oh my God, I got to get out the hood. Please, please, please. I'm not going to be able to afford the hood. They've already raised my rent. They tried to raise it $125. I talked them down to $75. They're probably definitely going to raise it again at that. And this is for the hood. No supermarkets, no restaurants, nothing. Like, I don't know. We're just sitting on here on social media talking about it. But it's like, what do we actually do? What are we actually doing? The election is in November and they haven't even talked about the election. They're not even like trying to get people to, come out and vote and be on our side, because I feel like they know what it is. They're going to wait till the last minute to be like, all right, well, you have to pick somebody. You got to vote for Biden, since you don't want Trump. Like, no, we can't do that. We cannot do that. I know it's a little bit all over the place, this video, but it's bad out here, dude. Rent is really bad. And yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm very scared. I don't want to live in my car. Not with 2 dogs.
I told myself I would never cry on the internet because I think that's so lame. But I just got our rent renewal thing for our apartment complex, and it's going up by $300 a month. $300 for a 1-bedroom apartment that is not updated in any sort of way. And our complex doesn't even have like nice amenities. Like, we have a tiny pool and a tennis court. Like, this is not a luxury apartment complex. We already pay, with all the fees and everything included, $2,000 a month, and now we're going to be paying $2,300 a month for this tiny apartment. And that's just so frustrating. I don't understand how people can live in this world anymore, and I just don't want to move again, because that's so much work and more money, and it's stressful trying to find another place, and it's just so annoying. And now I feel like I need to get a new job, and I just got this job and I like it, but it's not paying me nearly what I need. And so now I'm gonna have to go through applying to jobs again, which I did for like a whole year plus until I found this job. So I'm gonna have to go through all of that again. It's just not fair.
I am nearly 27 years old, and today I am moving back in with my parents. This is not the plan I had for 27-year-old me, but that is just how bad the rental crisis is at the moment. I've been living on my own for the last 3 years. When I first started living on my own, I was paying $280 a week in rent. It was actually kind of fine to pay rent on my own, and I've never had like an outstanding salary. The reason why I'm moving back in with my parents is because my landlord wanted to increase my rent now to $450 a week. Now, I live in a small 1-bedroom apartment in an old building. It's nothing flash. Sure, I live in a good suburb. I live in Malvern. I'm probably just paying for location, but I have to pay to do my laundry. There's cracks in the walls. Like, it's nothing flashy. Like, it's not worth $450 a week. That's like $2,000 a month. What are people supposed to do? I'm so lucky and I'm so grateful that I can move back in with my parents, but not everyone can do that. So what's your alternative? Like, you're homeless? The thing that really grinds my gears is that I am 99% sure that my landlord does not have a mortgage on this place, so that can't even be an excuse for landlords on here. She's owned this place since about 1980, and I know for a fact she has 2 investment properties. So she's just making money off what she can from the market. And I was like, there is no way I can afford this. And I have been an outstanding tenant, like outstanding. Rent's never been late. My inspections are always absolutely spotless. I've never never cause any issues. And this is why my generation can't get ahead, why we can't buy houses. Like, I've been paying 20 grand a year in rent. But if I went to go get a house loan, they wouldn't see that as, oh, she can pay 20 grand a year. No, I have no savings because of how much I've been paying in rent and bills. That's why my parents were like, move home, you know, save that money and try and get ahead. Like, I'm so grateful. I love my family and I don't have any issues moving back home with them. I do have an issue with the fact that they live over the other side of Geelong and I'm still going to be traveling to Melbourne for work. So that's going to be so much fun. But what do people do? I'm so lucky I have such a great family that I can move back in with. But what's the alternative? Homelessness? Like, the government really needs to get on top of this because honestly, the state of the rental market at the moment is absolutely fucked.
Like, why does there need to be a housing crisis? Like, I've been forced now to move out of here because it was only a short-term lease with my 2 kids, and I have no other choice but to go back to my mum's box room, to her single bed, when all I want to do is pay to live somewhere on my own with my kids. Like, and I don't even know, like, how long I'm going to be there for, because, like, the last 5 months I've been living here on my own, I've still been looking for properties every single day, applying to, like, whatever's on tap, even though there's nothing there. And I'm just like, how long am I going to have to be moved home for again before I get anywhere else? Just can't cope. Like, why? Like, all I want to do is be able to live on my own with my kids. Like, I have the money to pay for it. Like, I just need somewhere. Like, so stressful. And, like, I'm 27 years of age. I have 2 children. And I have the money to pay to live out of home. But yet, there's absolutely nowhere to go. And I've honestly no other choice but to go back to my mum's box room. Like, I'm literally, like, my mum's great help and everything, but, like, for my own, like, mental stability, I need my own space in the evenings. Like, I just want to be independent, looking after my children, and just, like, give them space. Like, what are they going to do living in the box room with me? Like, 1 wardrobe, 3 people, 1 single bed, 2 cots in the room that don't even fit there. Like, I'm actually gonna have a nervous breakdown, to be quite honest.
My name's Tyler, and I live here in this Prius because I work between 50 and 60 hours every week, and I don't qualify for an apartment here in America. We can't continue on this path, people. This isn't acceptable. Nobody should have to live in a car that works full-time in America. We've allowed the politicians to drive us into the ditch, and we can't believe for a second that these same people, those same people, are going to be the people that drive us out of the ditch. We have to wake up, America, and realize that we have got to take this country back for ourselves. We have to challenge the status quo. We have to open the conversation and the dialogue, because until we do that, things are only going to continue to get worse. So I hope that this message is well received. Please consider what I'm saying. Look at the people that are running. Are they actually doing anything? Are they a part of the status quo? We have got to make changes in this country. And I do believe better days are ahead, but we have to make changes. Thank you.
Wow, that's a lot to take in, right? The rental market is definitely in a tough spot right now. And it's clear that something needs to change because landlords are not taking advantage of tenants. And this situation can no longer be ignored by the government. They need to do something. Like, they need to look into it because it's getting tough daily. People are going homeless daily. People are living in their cars. And the funny thing is that this is not just a one country base. This is happening in the whole world. In the whole world, people are struggling. People are going homeless. People are getting poor. And they are working their ass out daily. But they cannot afford to get a good living. Like, no. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. The government needs to look into it because people are suffering. People are struggling. It makes no sense. You cannot be paying taxes. You cannot be like working your ass out, and you cannot afford to have a good roof over your head. Government needs to do better. They need to do better. It makes no sense. So besties, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Whether you have experienced a rental nightmare or you have tips to share for others, drop a comment below and let's keep this conversation going. Make sure to hit the like button if you find this video helpful. And also do not forget to subscribe for more updates on what's happening in the housing market. And thanks for watching, besties. See you in the next video. I love you guys. Bye.